danger, make sure I'm not in any harm myself. Vinny, can you hear me? No? Just checking if there's any response, and I'll just pinch him slightly, like just to see if there's any response to pain. I'm now going to put him in the recovery, well, I'm going to check for his breathing, see if he's breathing, so I'll open his mouth. So yes, he is breathing. Yeah, just call me an ambulance, Lucy. I've got an unconscious male, but he's breathing. And now I'm going to put him into the recovery position. So I'll put his arm out and extend it, and then get his other arm and put the back of his hand on his cheek just to support his head. And then I'll pull up his leg furthest away from me, and while supporting his head, I'll just roll him over slightly towards me. Now I'm just going to adjust his head slightly just to make sure he doesn't block his airway, and then just make sure he's alright in that position. I'll continue to assess his airway, make sure he's breathing. I'm not going to stop breathing, because in that case I'd have to perform CPR.
Chloe, I've cut my arm really badly.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
Right, what have you done to it? Wait, if you just cover it first. Right, what have you done to it?
I just fell on it, like split open.
Okay, that's fine. Right, if you can just hold your arm up quickly. So you get bandage, put some gloves on. Okay, what we'll do is we'll sit you down. So just want to take a seat. Okay, now if you keep that up, you can just move your hand quickly. Okay, so there doesn't look to be anything in it at all. Right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a bandage over it. If I just unroll this, I'll really just take it off quickly. Okay, and how much is your pain?
It's probably like a 6 out of 10.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is just going to, if you just hold that there for me. Is that alright?
Mm-hmm.
So just wrap that round. So that's not too tight at all, is it? Or
No, it's fine.
any discomfort with that?
No.
Okay, I'm just going to take this off you now. Just try to keep that up there. Now I'm just going to tie this over the wound to make sure it keeps the pressure on. And there you go. Now if you just lift it up, okay, is that tight or is that alright for you?
That's fine.
Okay, it's probably most comfortable if you just hold it across your chest, keep it above there above your heart. Right? And do you say it's like wiggle your fingers, like any comfort, any up your arm or anything?
That's fine.
Okay, just hold it up.
Spoken like a young man trying to get himself on the wheel. My feet are forwards, but I think I'm going backwards. I'm still.
I'm Chloe, and I was the first aider for Copper. So for Copper, it's a four-a-side football tournament. It was originally five-a-side, however we felt that five-a-side was too crowded in the environment that it was suggested to be, so we moved to four-a-side this year. During any injury that I treated, it was important to keep talking to the players, keep them calm, sound confident, and any injuries that did occur, I completed an accident report form and then handed it in to the designated person. So there are many injuries that can occur. A common one for football is sprains and strains. I will treat this with the Price protocol, so protect it. Advise them to rest it and so it prevents any further damage. I'll apply an ice pack, that will be for about 5 to 10 minutes. Any more then can result in burns for the ice pack. Compress the area with if it needs a bandage just to support it, limit swelling. Or elevation as well would be important to reduce the blood flow by vasoconstriction. Sprains and strains, that is extremely common, like when people go into tackles or if they collide with the wall or overuse of a certain area of their body. Friction burns as well, because it was in a sports hall, as soon as they fell over it was extremely likely they may get a friction burn resulting in a cut or perhaps some bruising. It was important to wash the area out with an antiseptic wipe or water, whichever's best in terms of how it was. Cover the skin maybe to prevent the risk of infection, but that will obviously depend. You don't want to put anything on it that's going to aggravate it or cause any further damage. This should usually heal in about 5 to 10 days. Head injuries. Due to the small environment, there was a high risk of head injuries. This could be with players, the crowd, the ball, or the wall. There's limited for the ball because we have the head height restriction, so players weren't really going in for headers or hitting the ball. We had one player, not so much the head, however, he went into the wall, we thought it was a head injury at the time, where we couldn't exactly see. So we went and got him, I went over and assessed him straight away. It turns out it was a back injury where he kind of kinked his back as he hit the wall and put his hands up. That had friction burns on him, so I was sort of just cleaning that a bit. But yeah, that was all right. I did advise further treatment if he did have persistent pain, and I applied an ice pack. Just she advised me that he did result in the kind of pain reducing over the time it was there. Head injuries, it could be a bump, bleeding, or no obvious signs. There's the risk of concussion. This could be dizziness or headaches, nausea. I would just talk to them, make sure they're calm, and then see if there's any signs of maybe if they can't really get the words out properly, or if their awareness is reduced. Any head injuries that did occur, I'd advise any further treatment to be pursued. Nosebleeds, this was also the same as a head injury, it can occur in the same way. We had one player who had collided heads with another player, and this player resulted in a nosebleed. I went out onto the pitch and assessed him quickly. However, he was pretty insistent that he didn't want to play on. So after that quick assessment, I was happy for him to play, and by this time the bleeding had stopped anyway. So he carried on, and as soon as he came off, I got him to come off. I sat him down, I talked to him. The beam had stopped, but I still got him to tilt his head forward, just to make sure that it wasn't going to carry on or anything, restart again. Obviously a head injury is resulted in this nosebleed, so just checking for signs of concussion. If it had occurred in another situation, if the bleeding had persisted, I would have said you need to go and get this checked out. This is ideally maybe after 20-30 minutes. Also, because of the environment, it is fast-paced, it can become very hot, so the potential for players or spectators to faint, for example. If they do not gain consciousness straight away, then it would be necessary possibly to call an ambulance. I would put them in the recovery position, so to avoid compromising their airway, and just if they were sick or anything, they're not going to choke on it.
So far away.
I'm Chloe, one of the first ladies of Copa Del Hills. I'll be located in one of the corners on each side of the sports field. There'll be someone else with me at all times. We'll both be in yellow bibs, so we're easily recognisable and have first aid kits on us. If any injuries do occur, we'll come over to you straight away on the pitch once the game's been stopped, or if not, we'll come out after each match and just check that everyone's okay, if anyone needs any treatment. And if we don't, we will treat you and recommend anything that you need to do. As part of the rules, you must have shin pods on at all times, no jewellery, hair tied back, and shoelaces tied. If there's any other problems, just contact one of us or come outside, because there will be other people located as part of the Copa committee, and that should be all.
Call my brothers on the phone just to say goodbye, 'cause I don't need another reason not to survive.